So how many of you want to learn how to make more money now? Thank you. How do you make more money? How do you make more money? Work smart. How do you work smart? Keep your balance in your life. Right? How about create more value? Starting from creating more value. Because the more value you can create and give it to the right people, more money will come to you. Make sense? Yeah? So, in wealth dynamics, we start to say that your wealth is actually starting with value. And then you give it to more people, so you level it up. Right? So how do we create more value? How about we go ask some very successful, who have made billions and billions of dollars of people, ask for their advice? How many of you would like to come with me? Yeah? So who is the richest man on earth today?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. Still Bill Gates?
Yes.
Warren Buffett. Yeah, let's start with Warren Buffett.
Now.
Huh?
Number 2.
Okay, good. Let's go to Warren Buffett because I had a prior appointment with Warren Buffett. Right? So we go to Warren Buffett. Warren, can you teach my whole class how to make more money? Son, rule number 1, don't lose money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. And then go through annual reports from A to Z, read through all the fine details, and just sit there, wait for the phone to ring, wait for the market to crash. And when the market goes down so low, you have a margin of safety, you buy them, and you hold on to them like Catherine marriage, forever. How many of you have heard of that? Yeah? So we thank Mr. Buffett and come out. And, oh, in other words, so we do a debriefing, right? In other words, don't take risk. Be patient. Do a lot of analysis, right? And just be very, very careful. And then hold on to someone else's company, buy it at very low, and then just stay there forever. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so we come out. Hey, there's Steve Jobs. You know who Steve Jobs is? Apple, yes. He is the one who single-handedly created more than 3 multi-billion-dollar enterprises. He is today the largest shareholder of Apple, but also Disney, because he created Pixar that sold to Disney. And he also created another one that sold it to that sold it to Apple. So, hey, Mr. Jobs, please tell us how we can make more money. And by the way, Steve Jobs is very notorious for being very impatient. So what happened to them? Warren Buffett said patience. He said impatient, very bad temper, you know. So Steve Jobs said, well, create more innovative products. And when you do products, don't even talk to your customers because they don't know what they want until you show them what you have. Make sense? Not only that, he takes on a lot of risk. At one point in life, he has 2 companies. Both of them are losing $1 million a month. Next, on one hand, and Pixar on the other hand. Both companies he take over, and that was losing money. So hey, what about the advice of be patient, don't take risks? We're a little bit confused. So while we're a little bit confused, hey, we saw that Mr. Donald Cheung. Donald, yeah, what is the advice for our students? Donald said, hey,
You're fired.
okay, not yet. First of all, bring 4 telephones so that you never miss a deal. Always be accessible. And by the way, dress like a billionaire. Right? My dress is not good enough. Dress like at least you wear a $1,000 suit. Otherwise, you're fired. And fly corporate jet, live like a billionaire, have Miss Universe as your mistress. Okay, we thank Mr. Donald, right? And we come out, right? Next to that studio, there's Oprah Winfrey. Wow, Oprah Winfrey, yeah. What is your advice to us? Oprah said, don't be accessible. Because when you're too accessible, your value goes down. Nobody will watch your TV anymore because they can always call you up for coffee. Now we are really confused. Who is right? Not only that, when we come out, right? Somehow we took a time machine and we go see Sam Walton. Sam Walton single-handedly created more wealth than Bill Gates or Warren Buffett at that time. So we said, Sam, now we are really confused. And by the way, Sam was just wearing in jeans and t-shirts, really, must be from Walmart, right? cheap ones, and driving a pickup truck. So who is right? Who is right?
All right.
All are right. Yes, all are right. But who is right for you? One of them is right for you. But if you try to follow all of them, none of them is right for you. This is where, are you confused? I saw a lot of people confused. This is where wealth dynamics adds clarity to that confusion. Because wealth dynamics says that there are 8 different ways to create more value and more wealth. And one of them is easiest for you. And that easiest one is also the one you create the most value. So what are these? What are these 8 profiles or 8 paths? So I start with someone like me. I have lots of ideas. Do you know a lot of people who have a lot of ideas?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. You have a lot of ideas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Do you?
I have 3 in my mind. Just kidding.
So, for those people, their way to create more wealth is through innovation. Right? Examples like Bill Gates, he innovated the way to bundle software. In a way, too innovative, got into even legal trouble, right? And Richard Branson innovated the way to start companies. He started 200 companies in his lifetime. And people like Edison invented a lot of applications, and Steve Jobs innovated a lot of good, cool products, right? So we call these people, what do we call them? Innovator, but in wealth dynamics. Creator! Thank you. We call them creator because the key to them is to create something new. Right? So opposite of them is someone who is very, very good at timing. These people, if you ask them to create something, they may look at you blank. They don't know what to create. However, for them, because they're incredibly good at timing, right? Can you imagine every time you buy a stock, it goes up, and every time you sell, it goes down?
I only imagine.
You only imagine because you're not a trader. So for these people, their key to success is buying low and selling high. One of them, right? And for these people, we call them trader because they could become a trader and be very, very rich. Any traders here?
Yeah.
You? Okay. All right, I'll come back to you later. Okay, so on the other side, there are some people who is very good at people. So for those people, what are you good at? Building teams? Are you pretty good? You just mentioned building teams and you become the CEO,
Yes.
right? So for these people, it's actually building teams. And we call you supporter. We call you supporter. Because for most people, their wealth, their key to wealth is not about starting a new brand business or pushing the investment button themselves, but really to support an existing idea or existing business and take that business to build up a large team and to successful and own a part of that. So some examples are like, can you give me some examples?
Jack Welch.
Jack Welch,
Steve Ballmer.
Steve Ballmer, anyone else?
Harrison.
Yes, I was actually hoping to hear that. Harrison, okay. So for those people, if I ask you to analyze some spreadsheets, go through some computer work.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes most.
No, you gotta stay firm, work longer. Can you do that?
4 minutes.
For those people who absolutely hate details, hate analyzing, if you put them into a job like that and force them to sit behind a computer, how long will you take to submit a resignation letter?
Forever. Immediately. Oh, forever because you start looking how to type.
You cannot even type, you just walk away, right? So,
Can I just call you some nice
you call me, okay. Opposite of that are someone who is very good at data. They love data, right? You love people, you hate data.
Someone people who love data.
You love people who love data, so you don't have to deal with data.
Yeah.